I'm really tempted to slap him, but I kind of need that map. He looked at her grimly and said he would tell her nothing if she treated him like that. Cassandra protested, but he was unmoved. He motioned back to the hall. Cassandra's heart sank when she reached the foyer to find Hardin unconscious on a chase lounge. A lady explained that she had left the group alone with a bottle of brandy and oh man. Suggested Cassandra and her friends stay the night and allowed herself to focus on it. Cassandra felt a great danger emanating from the Garcia Pendleton house that extended far beyond kissing disfigured men. Blink, she had a vision of herself in a bridal gown that was slick with blood. Despite her vision, Cassandra attempted... No. What does this guy have? He's afflicted with something. Aim and movement. Dude, why do you keep getting messed up? What's wrong with you? Stop drinking vodka everywhere you go and causing trouble. Alright, just heal him. I can't go back there again. Arnella Cassandra is a notorious outlaw gambling den. The venue was set up in a cliffside cave in an ancient Indian pueblo. There were no lights on the outside, but Hardin pointed out two guards concealed against the crumbling walls, next to a narrow entrance with a thick black curtain. Inside, they found a wide repertoire of gambling tables, an assortment of colorful, dangerous-looking characters, and an ample supply of liquor. High-stakes poker dice game. I don't think that's how it works. I guess a dice game. I just felt weight. Felt weight of the dice in her hand. She rolled the dice. She rattled the dice and exerted her mind to predict the outcome. Found it hard to sense the outcome of the dice rolls. There were so many changes for each movement of the hand, but she got something out of it. She won 100 pesos. Alright. Yes, what if she had found the map? She shook her head, admitted she was still looking for it. I mean, we know it's here, right? Damn it. I feel like I made it. Go to the army fort. Maybe there's something here. The team arrived at a Mexican army stronghold in the Western Territory. The terrain was challenging and progress had been slow. They were grateful for the respite. Hardin offered to buddy up to the grunts. He said he'd seen what they knew and maybe win some of their money. Said she would see what she could learn from the commander. Hardin came with her. Okay. I hate... He's gonna like find himself in trouble again. I'm gonna have to like keep paying to save this dude's butt. Commander Alberto J. Barbola Baluso. I can't say any of these names, man. Alberto greeted Cassandra gallantly and offered refreshments. He excused his humble surroundings, explaining that order was maintained in this region by the private militias of wealthy industrialists such as Ricardo La Fortuna. Consequently, the Mexican military had only a minor presence in this area. Rumbling noises, jeering voices from outside caught the commander's attention. Cassandra asked how it was possible for someone like a La Fortuna to blockade. Let's do that. Commander told Cassandra that Mr. La Fortuna was a benefactor of the United Mexican States. The government trusted him and gave him many liberties. He explained that the blockade Cassandra had revered to was only a training exercise for his merchant fleet, put on in response to the rise of piracy of the Caribbean. Jeering voices outside caught the commander's attention. How much you want to bet because of that freaking Hardin dude? Yeah, he got up from his desk and looked through the window. Cassandra joining him. Hardin was quarreling with a soldier. The commander excused himself, leaving Cassandra in the room alone. Searched the commander's desk, searched the files looking for information about her own exploits. Searched the commander's desk. Found a small key and used it to unlock the commander's drawers. Along with the collection of letters, a standard issue gun, some ammunition, she found one truly interesting item, an army requisition form. It would almost certainly prove useful in the future. No one would miss it here. Cassandra could hear the commander's steps in the corridor. She hastily closed everything and leapt back into her seat. The commander walked in, visibly upset. Explained Hardin had gotten into trouble playing dice, but that he would overlook it as the soldiers shouldn't have engaged in gambling in the first place. Still, he said Cassandra and the crew should leave immediately and not return. Hardin's bruised countenance told the tale of his gambling adventure with the soldiers. As they left, he told her he had won some money, but more importantly, he had acquired a pair of loaded dice. In Cassandra's skilled hands, any dice game would now be less of a gamble. Alright, so we actually got something good out of that. And he's not injured. Good. What weapon did I get? Nothing? I mean, it said that I found a weapon, but I guess I didn't. But we got loaded dice. Max luck. I want luck. We'll give you that. Cassandra sat with the hearing range of a drunken prospector and eavesdropped on his story. The prospector claimed to own a map to the wreck of an old Spanish treasure ship. Hardin dismissed it as bragging, but Cassandra was interested. Her initial attempts were inconclusive. Cassandra felt she was already losing her lucky streak. Luck changed to -5. Let's not do that now then. Cassandra gave a discreet nod to Hardin, who loudly attracted the attention of a player sitting at a table. While the players' heads were turned with a swift moment, Cassandra placed the dice in her hands with the loaded pair. She easily won the round, earning 330 pesos. Standing by the game table, Cassandra felt weight of the dice in her hands. I can keep doing that, maybe. Let's return to the lobby. So I can only go to the trader hospital in there. Let's see what's over here again. Bartender nodded. Cassandra asked for a room. Cassandra reviewed the latest headlines. Have been minor. I guess all we can do is here. $487 pesos. $378. $295. Do I just keep doing it so I get to that? What if I do the high stakes? Group of 4 men were sat at a table playing poker with a professional-like silence. Cassandra had a feeling they were practicing ahead of La Fortuna's sortie. Cassandra put on a heavy accent and introduced herself as Lydia Morozov. The 4 men were Noyan, Tokozogulu. I don't know, man. How do you say these names? So we got a weapons manufacturer, Dr. Fabian Fay, MD, Silvestri Alemán, a sawmill owner, and Pedro Ramirez, an oil broker. Cassandra asked to join. The man said she was welcome if she had something to gamble. Cassandra joked about the pricelessness of her distinguished company, but promised to return with something. 2,000. It's accepted. Cassandra took up a conversation while accidentally showing off her cards. Meanwhile, she keenly observed her adversary. Played to the best of her ability. Also, she had bet, but note several tells from each of the 4 games. This knowledge could come in handy during the big game. So we lost the money, but we were able to find their tells, which will help us when we need to play the big game. Do I just gotta keep doing this over and over again? Is there anything else I can do? Anywhere else I can go? Nothing over there. Pilgrimage. Can't go over here. I already went to the hospital. You know what? Now that we got money to spend, let's buy that laxative, I guess. Maybe it'll come in handy sometime. It's only 20 coins. Whether they required anything else. No. So we got laxatives. Alright, let's not do it anymore then.
Now that Cassandra had the necessary 25,000 pesos, she was ready to conquer La Fortuna's grand tournament.
Alright, we also got a card, Queen of Diamonds. Alright, so let's do this. Cassandra and her companions arrived at the building where the poker soiree was to be held. The imposing building was made entirely out of cast iron and glass, a feat unparalleled in Mexico. They had some time to kill before the game started. Cassandra still needed to attend to other business. Cassandra wandered the floor and sized up other players while she waited for the tournament to begin. We don't do this because there's nothing else we can do right now. The room was filled with players from all corners of the land, tense with anticipation of the conflict to come. Finally, the cashier booth opened and players began to fork over the cash and stare at the register. There was still time for Cassandra to mingle with the guests. Yeah, we're going to do this right now. Soiree was first and foremost a social pageant where the rich and the famous could show off their opulence to their peers and rub their success in the faces of their competitors. Though everyone appeared friendly on the surface, the competitive tension in the hall was palpable. Eavesdropped on an argument. Competitors left his drink unattended while he showed off his new pocket watch. Cassandra thought back to the bottle of laxative she had obtained earlier. While crude and unfair, it would most certainly eliminate a player from the game before it even started. Let's do it. Gentleman returned to his drink, drowning in a single swallow. The smile lasted a while, but ultimately faded to a terrified grimace. He excused himself and rushed away at a sprint. He's gonna be shitting forever. Let's eavesdrop on an argument. A corpulent, sweaty man in a tall hat was arguing with his wife. She said he would again lose their fortune. All the while, he assured her that he had been working on his gambling skills. This seemed to enrage her further, and she launched into a tally of his various tells, while he denied all. So Cassandra now knew what to look for. Alright. Cassandra caught a glimpse of a middle-aged gentleman gazing at her with a cryptic smile. She returned the man's gaze and smiled back. A few minutes later, the man approached her, presenting himself as Jim Vaughn. He commended her on her competitive attitude, alluding to her underhanded activities in the reception room. Seeing her frown, he laughed and assured her he would not expose her. He said Cassandra reminded him of his younger self. He was looking forward to testing his skill against hers in the upcoming game. So we thank him. Cassandra returned to enjoy the evening, taking note of everything. Alright, so that's all we could do for now. So submit our entry fee. Cassandra had just submitted her 25,000 pesos when a slender Hispanic man in an impeccable tailcoat and top hat approached her with a grin. Cassandra guessed this must be Ricardo La Fortuna. As if reading her mind, he bowed and placed a gallant kiss on her gloved hand. La Fortuna presented himself and asked for Cassandra's name. She treated him to her Russian alias, Lydia Morozov. La Fortuna bowed lower still and wished Lydia good luck in the upcoming game. She curtsied before proceeding to the gaming table. The first round of the game had 20 contestants divided among 4 tables. Among them was Jim Vaughn. Cassandra realized her table only had 4 players. One must have been missing, probably the dude taking a shit. She had also noted that she had been placed with the corpulent man whom she had seen arguing with his wife earlier. She was seated and the rules were explained. The 2 winners from each table would meet for the second round, which would determine the grand champion of the gala and the owner of a rare piece of jewelry being staked by Mr. La Fortuna himself. Initially, the game was casual and easy. Cassandra singled out 2 candidates for elimination and definitely defeated them using her acute gambling skills. Only one man was left at her table, and she knew his tells, having overheard his argument with his wife. She read him like an open book. The crew congratulated Cassandra, telling her he'd transfer her chips to the main table for the final round. It was an hour break between rounds 1 and 2. The tournament was in full swing. The losing tears were dried by cheerful senoritas and gallons of alcohol. While the winners gloated, prayed, and luxuriated in the lobby, Cassandra looked around, sizing up her competition. One of the finalists discreetly retreated to his room. Intrigued, Cassandra followed him. As they left the party atmosphere of the crowd, the gambler accelerated his pace, crossing the steel and glass corridors of the palace with unusual haste. Then, when he entered the hotel ring, he disappeared. Cassandra looked helplessly around the halls of the hotel. There were 2 rows of identical doors, one on each wall of the hall. One, she noted, had light sifting from underneath it. As she approached it, she saw that it had been slightly ajar. She peered through the opening, and to her surprise, the man was ejecting himself something from a syringe, morphine. The gambler lay on the bed, oblivious to everything around him. He was in full rapture of a morphine shot. Slipped inside the room and gave him another injection of an even stronger dose. Yes. Cassandra hesitated, wondering if her lack of experience administering drugs might spell the man's demise. Come this far, she thought, emptying the syringe. He certainly didn't protest. Rather, he closed his eyes and fell asleep with a blissful smile on his face. A gentle kiss on his sweaty forehead and left the room. So we just eliminated another competitor by drugging him. Nice. Cassandra returns to enjoy the evening, all the while looking around. Break is over. Players sat down to the final round of La Fortuna's poker tournament. Along with Cassandra, 3 other men were still in the competition. One defaulted when he failed to arrive at the designated hour. The dude we drugged. The others were Jim Vaughn and Dr. Fabian Fay, both of whom she'd met in the Pueblo Casino. The stakes in the final game were much higher, and so was the skill of the participants. But as the game progressed, Cassandra's chip supply diminished until she was on the brink of bankruptcy. She needed a decisive move to improve her situation. She could target Dr. Fabian Fay, whose stash was the smallest, or Jim Vaughn, who had been doing extremely well thus far. At this point, his skills seemed unmatched. Knowing his tales from the Pueblo Casino, she decided to attack Dr. Fay. Dr. Fabian Fay never fully held his cards. He lifted them slightly off the table and peeked at them. Every so often he would pick his fine mustache, but Cassandra quickly determined this was not a tell. Although the doctor kept his composure throughout the evening, Cassandra knew what she was looking for. If he held his breath, he was bluffing. Cassandra would not be able to defeat him without her prophetic from her earlier games. She knew just when to call. Before long, the doctor had no more chips left on the table. He stood up, bowed, complimented each of the players, and thanked them for this worthy entertainment. He then strode off into the lobby to relax. To win the tournament, Cassandra still had one more opponent to defeat. She decided to tackle Jim Vaughn next. Jim Vaughn was a true master of the gambling table. Smart, funny, and courteous, he was impenetrable to conveniently scrutiny. If Cassandra wanted to defeat him, she would need to use her unique ability. Cassandra took a deep breath and tried something new, to smile and see the future at the same time. Letting her instincts guide her cards and her chips, Cassandra managed to outplay and defeat Jim Vaughn. He looked at her with admiration, then laughed out loud and thanked her for the amazing game. Cassandra vanquished her final opponent. She had won the tournament. Cardo La Fortuna presented Cassandra with the grand prize, a beautiful piece of jewelry that was rumored to be a lucky charm. Cassandra accepted the prize with grace and humility. La Fortuna told Cassandra she was welcome to visit him in his residence any time. Cassandra promised she would come, then departed into the crowd. As Cassandra made to leave, Jim Vaughn approached her and offered to buy her a glass of port. Do we accept this drink? I don't know if I trust this guy. We could just leave, which would mean that we missed something. We could accept, which could screw us over or could take us into a whole other thing. You know what? I'll accept. He seemed... I might regret this, but I don't want to risk saying no and then losing out on something, you know? Mr. Vaughn was visibly delighted. He ordered drinks as he told Cassandra about his younger years with a refreshing bluntness. Vaughn had run away from home at a young age and wandered the West. Finding no shortage of trouble and becoming an infamous gambler and duelist, One fateful day, however, he played against a powerful man, taking a fortune from him. The man was furious, telling Vaughn to leave the country and renounce gambling on pain of death. That's when Vaughn headed to Mexico. He had been miserable ever since, but when he'd heard about the tournament, he decided he didn't care anymore. It was worth the risk to play again. What else was life for? All that had to do with her. He looked at her wistfully. He told her that he saw his younger self in Cassandra. She had inspired him to take his guns off the hook and go looking for trouble again. If there was one person he would love to ride with, it was her. Wishing to keep the numbers low, Cassandra asked Paco to stay behind and accept a gym. Accept Vaughn's offer to keep the numbers low, she asked Felicia to stay behind. Felicia. I kind of was tempted to leave Hardin behind, but Felicia seemed like the best person to replace. Okay, oh, that's a new place. We'll go there. We'll go there before we go to the residence. The Rosetta Hancinita was a lush residence with beautiful gardens surrounding it. The highlight of the Hancinita was an amazing collection of firearms. Mr. Rosita said he was willing to part with some of his specimens for the right price. Some extra cash would help him acquire even more interesting items. Alright, see what he has. So now that's done, we can go here. Cassandra strolled over to Mr. La Fortuna's home. In contrast with the reception hall, the Hacienda was quite modest. Cassandra and her companions were greeted politely by Mr. La Fortuna, who offered refreshments and small presents as a token of his appreciation. He and Cassandra had an amicable chat discussing politics, art, and fashion, as well as Mr. La Fortuna's various undertakings. La Fortuna's expression became cautious as he explained that his relationship with the Protector had deteriorated over the past few months. He had finally resolved to help the Mexican Navy chase this undesirable man from their country. Cassandra suggested she could help if La Fortuna were interested. He asked what she had in mind. Cassandra said she had talent for eliminating inconvenient characters from the earth. Lying brazenly, she revealed that she was a successful contract assassin with many hits on her resume. If Mr. La Fortuna was taken aback by this news, he did not show it. He merely smiled and responded that Cassandra's help wouldn't be required. He had a train loaded with mercenaries that was heading towards the coast. At that very moment, they would seize the island within hours.
La Fortuna's mercenary force had to be prevented from reaching the bay. Hardin suggested they blow up the train. Cassandra concurred. They just needed to procure the explosives.
Okay, so I guess I need to get some dynamite. Coal mine operated day and night. With the constant excavation, dynamite was in frequent use and ample supply. Hardin suggested he steal some. Cassandra felt she might be able to persuade the miners to give her some. Let's just convince. Cassandra approached the foreman and pretended to be an inspection officer sent by the mining company. She would need to inspect a sample of their dynamite. The foreman was suspicious and demanded proof. So now we can show her the army requisition form that we stole. Foreman pored over the document suspiciously. Finally, he nodded his head and handed over the specified amount of explosive. Cassandra was triumphed. Alright, we got our dynamite. Cassandra and her companions arrived at the ambush site. They planted the dynamite and waited for the train. The charge would be just enough to derail the train without causing further damage. There was still some time left. Planting more dynamite would cause more damage, but might destroy any valuables carried on the train. Fortifying the area would give them an advantage, but would cut off some escape routes. Oh, man. Alright, I don't want to... I think I'll fortify. Just because fortifying is better than not doing anything. I don't want to plant more dynamite because I don't want to damage the valuables because I might need them. The train yard had been fortified. It gave the party better positions and more cover. Ah, come on, game. Suddenly I hear the train's whistle. In La Fortuna's mercenaries were allowed to reach the coast. There would be no way to reach the Protector.
Survivors crawled from the ruins of the train wreck. The team readied their weapons with killing intent.
Okay, leave no witnesses. So far they just seem to be here for now. I want this guy up. I don't know if being up gives them like a tactical business. Let's get her out here. 39, really? 31. 39. 37. Only 2 damage. This is terrible. How about throw a nail bomb? I can hit 2 at the most. I'm gonna save it just in case there comes an opportunity where I can hit 3. I got a golden bullet. Let's get him into full cover. Ricochet. Okay. Him. We'll get him here. So he's in full cover as well. 59. 32. 29. 79. 49. 49. Let's do this. That's terrible. I won't do anything with her for now. Okay. So I'm gonna have them 2 up there. I'm gonna get him down. So I can get him over here. Damage deals 3 enemies in your line of sight. How many enemies are in my line of sight? 2? I'll just hold on to that for now. Damn it. Alright. So he's out in the open. He's out in the open too. Out in the open. If we can get this guy to come right over here, that'll be a nice nail bomb right there. Okay, we also got a dude over here. Let's go here for now. Damn it. Okay, we gotta watch out for this. So we should probably pull this guy back in. Maybe here. $79, 6 damage. Got ricochet. Okay. Regular shot would be better. 6, 6, 49. All right, let's do this. $79, 6 damage. 6. Let's do that. Okay, with her. Yeah, see? I need to, I'm gonna hold on to it. I'm still thinking at some point I might be able to get a 3 shot. 69, nice. Miss. 69 has failed me. Alright, he's pulling back. Got 2 guys over here. I could go here, but I won't be in cover. They can hit me most likely. I'll leave that for last. Let me just see what I can do with this. Yeah, because I got 1 dude here and 1 dude here. $69.50. What a tragedy. Alright. I can golden bullet that guy. Golden bullet that guy. I'm gonna golden bullet that guy because he's closer. Yeah, he's not dead, but he's injured. Yeah. Could throw a stun bomb here. Did that hit all 3 of these people? Because right... No, not right there. How about this? I don't know. Okay, what does fanning do? 3 shots, negative 20 penalty. Dodge. Scope shot. 100%. 3 damage. Cannibal. Shriek. Fanning. Alright, 65, 39, 51. Let's do 65. Again, I could move right here. You know what? Just for this turn, I'm gonna pull back. Just in case this guy rushes up, I won't get flanked. And I'll take that shot. And I'll do the same with this guy. Let's just reload. Bastard. Jerk. Okay. him. 79. 75. What if I do ricochet? That. 79, 6 damage. Go for it. Nice. 69, nice. 6 damage. Noise bomb. Okay. Let's move him here. Maybe that from this spot he can shoot at that guy. Yeah. Miss, damn it. 69, nice. So we know we got one dude over there. We got 2 people over here. This guy and then some dude over here that we hit already. I just don't know where exactly he's at. Can we get a ricochet shot? Not from this site. I'm tempted to go here. Let me see, can I do this? I don't want to do that. $39. Let me just move here, just so I can see what's over here. Okay, so we got those 2 dudes. I could throw a nail bomb. Let's do it. Just so we can get rid of that guy and then injure that dude a bit more. I'm not liking that. $47. That'll be no cover. I guess we'll put him outside. Nah, there's no point in keeping him outside. We'll just keep him back in. And then with him, I don't want to push out because I don't want to get flanked by these guys. I can't really shoot anyone else. Unless I take that 39. I guess we'll do it. Let's just reload. And we'll reload again. Because we can golden bullet, depending on how this situation goes. Fanning, 49. 34. 69, nice. Miss, of course you did. Alright, we'll golden bullets this guy. No, we'll golden bullet this guy just to make sure he's dead. So we just have one dude over here that we gotta worry about. Can't really do anything else. You know what? Here's what I'll do. Switch to this guy. I'll push over here. I'll wait. And for him, I will just end the turn. Because I can open up the door and shoot that guy. I don't like that. Only 45, really? Which I can't hit. Okay. If I ricochet this. Nope. He's not in a position for me to hit him. Okay. Maybe we'll switch places. These two. Get her over here. And we'll get him here. $55. 3 damage. What does meteor dust do? Okay, we'll just do that, I guess. Miss. We'll go here. I know I'm kind of putting him in a flank shot position, but that's fine. He should be able to at least take 1 hit. Alright, crippled his sight. Just reload. As for him, he's fine. Alright, let's see what he does. Alright, so he ain't moving. So now I can go here. That's a flank.
Cassandra looked relieved when the last mercenary was finally dispatched.
Alright, mission complete. That wasn't that bad. You got hit like a couple times, but not enough to do any damage, really. Return to La Fortuna's residence. I just want to see if there's anything else I can do. Cassandra, let's do this. The prospector claimed to own a map of the wreck of an old Spanish treasure ship. Cassandra felt she was already losing her lucky streak. She went on. Saw the man suffer a violent death. It thoroughly distressed her. She went on. Seeing pain pierced her brain, she saw the prospector lying dead in an old shipwreck surrounded by piles of gold. As the vision faded, she managed to recognize the landmark that pinpointed 3 possible locations. Alright. The sharp rocks at the base at the decomposed wreck of Caraval. Almost entirely disintegrated. They could barely make out the name. Should I just search the wreck anyway? Doubted it was would reveal much. Right over here. Spanish galleon, the name of the boat read. Cassandra motioned to her companions to follow her inside. Sending into the cargo hold, the team found crates filled with valuables and expensive materials. Most of the treasure had decayed with time. However, a good portion of the silver and gold objects could be salvaged. Nice. The salvage continued. Hardin became wary. He told Cassandra that the longer they stayed, the better chance someone would arrive. So dismiss doubts, insisting they retrieve the treasure. We need to get that treasure. If we fight people, we gotta fight people. Fought valiantly, but the bandits still managed to injure some of the party. Despite the injury, the team recovered the loot. Okay, so we got our loot. We got a lot of, we got cards, we got loot. We did get injured, but we can heal. On its side in the shallows, the shipwreck looked like a beach well. With Cassandra's team headed inside, they found it filled with the dead bodies of its crew and passengers. The air was heavy with the stench of death. Knew the dangers decomposing bodies presented. Search it anyways. We'll heal if we get injured. Must some valuable, but neither Cassandra recognized the variety of the stone. She felt sick and fainted. Woke hours later nauseated. So we're gonna check this one too, even though it says we don't think it'll get much. We got more, yeah. Harden stepped on the sea urchins. Close inspection of the wreckage yielded an ivory comb, suggests that there might be more valuables. Cassandra was in no diving mood. Asked Paco to dive. Asked Jim to dive. Got $1,000. Okay, so we got our dudes already hurt, but we made a lot of money. Alright, I think that's all we can do. Nothing there. Nothing there. Don't think there's anything else here we can do again. Into the cantina. See those headlines. Yeah, that's if we want to switch to Felicia. So nothing else we can do there. And the general store is just to buy stuff. Upon leaving, Cassandra had an unnerving but an all-familiar feeling, a powerful premonition that made her headache for days on end. Allowed the premonition to take her. Skull blazed with pain as a vision took shape. Cassandra saw a stagecoach loaded with expensive luggage against a gorgeous mountain backdrop. Suddenly, a vulture's cry split the air. She looked up and saw several haggard birds circling overhead. As premonition faded, she looked around for landmarks. She was positive she could pinpoint the location. Okay. Following Cassandra's directions, the party soon arrived at the location of a stagecoach crash. The putrid smell of decay indicated the accident took place several days ago. A flock of vultures feasted on the well-heeled passengers. One of the birds looked up from its feast, fixing the company with a rumory glare before slowly flapping skyward. Hardin began rummaging through the pockets of the dead, whistling casually, as though he were picking daisies. Cassandra, finding nothing of interest, was beginning to regret coming, when she spied a thin letter suitcase sitting in the dust. Opening the case, she discovered a document written in dark blue ink on thick paper adorned with official stamps and seals. It appeared to be the deed to silver mines somewhere in the Rockies. Cassandra pocketed with her companion, rummaging through the rest of the spoils. Cassandra returned to Ricardo La Fortuna, who was visibly upset. Told Cassandra that his mercenaries had been victims of a vicious railway's sabotage and that he would like to reconsider her proposal. As the words left his mouth, he stared for a moment at Cassandra, as if suddenly wondering if this woman could be behind the train incident. Then he seemingly shook it off. A woman could never perpetrate something as dastardly as this. La Fortuna explained how to get to the harbor from here. His boat would take her and her companions to the island. He promised a significant reward if she dealt with his competitor successfully, including 1,000 pesos in advance for Cassandra to replenish her equipment and supplies. Alright, sweet. Cassandra and her companions arrived at La Fortuna's commercial harbor. La Fortuna's letter would guarantee them safe passage to the Protector's base of operations. Yeah, there's nothing else I can do here. Captain greeted Cassandra politely. He read her letter, then commandeered a small steamboat to take her and her crew to the Protector's island. They departed immediately. During the sea voyage, Cassandra felt feeble and anxious, a feeling she attributed to the excitement of meeting the Protector. Finally, she could be rid of her curse of clairvoyance. Still, she was uneasy. She chased away these thoughts and did her best to enjoy the trip. Hardin left the posse. As soon as they stepped off the boat, Cassandra realized she would have trusted her uneasy feeling. They were immediately apprehended by thugs. When the Protector arrived, he appraised Cassandra like a caged animal. Then he made a show of presenting a bag full of gold pieces to Hardin. Cassandra never seen him so smug before, and he immediately departed for his return voyage. Then the Protector had Cassandra and her companions locked up in the brig, promising to deal with each of them individually. Hardin, you bastard. Which makes me wonder, if I replaced Hardin with the Indian lady, what would happen?
Arden and the Protector both proved to be traitors. The latter wanted to experiment on Cassandra to see what made her tick.
Break out of your cell. How do I do that? How do I break out? Oh, I just do
The
that.
lock on her cell door was easily picked with a hairpin, but the guards were on high alert. If they saw her loose, they would shoot to kill.
Okay.
Cassandra's companions were here as well. She could free them.
I guess free him. How do I free him? Find the keys. Okay, where's the keys? Down here. Alright. I guess go here then. I have to walk all the way over here. Is there another easier way to get there? Nah.
Cassandra couldn't help but notice all the Protector's sophisticated machinery. Cassandra could now free her companions.
Okay, so I can go up here, then up here. Here, down. Okay. And then, can we just cut through here? And not have to shoot our way around? Go out through this door and go that way. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try to stealth this as much as I can, even though I know this is not really a stealth game. Okay, I'm not seeing anybody yet. There we go, we got someone. Okay. Let's get him over here. Keep him there for now. Get her there. Get him here. Keep him here ready to, actually, you know what? Just move right here. And then he can subdue him on the next turn. Alright, let's open this door. Okay, we got one dude here. Crossing should be safe. I'll keep him there for now. He's subdue. There we go. Yeah, I'm not gonna take that shot yet though. Just wait. There we go.
The Protector claimed he was the only one who could lift Cassandra's curse. If she killed him, she would lose the opportunity. She told him she would take her chances. The protector was gone, and so was his knowledge of how to use that machine. But Cassandra wasn't ready to give up that easily. She had the protector's notes and documents, and all the time in the world. Several days later, Cassandra decided she was ready. Nightmares flooded her consciousness as exhaustion took its toll.
Have Cassandra use the protector's machine. So now we gotta get all the way over here. You stay there for now. Push him here. Not seeing anybody. Okay. And turn. Push to here. So she can check and see if there's anyone over around here. And we'll get Paco here. And we'll get this guy here. And open the door. There we go. Can we ricochet off anything? Not really, no. Get Shriek. Deal 3 damage, line of sight. I don't know if that would count though. We'll just end the turn. Okay. Shoot.
The room contained not only machinery, but also the Protector's failed human experiments. Cassandra flipped the last lever and closed her eyes in anticipation. A short but excruciating moment later, her curse was lifted. She was finally free.
There we go. She was finally free.